Saint Augustine, the nation's oldest city. We're now passing Whetstone's chocolate factory over here, and they have tours and exhibits. This is main road going into town. It's called King Street. We're now coming up on King and Riberia. If you made a right turn on Riberia, you'd end up running along the riverfront, the San Sebastian River. They have a bunch of marinas and a lot of different facilities over here. Across the street over here, this used to be a kangaroo or a convenience store. It has since closed up, and in all probability it's become some kind of gift shop in the future. On the left is the First United Methodist Church. It's one of a number of churches in the town, many of them dating back to the 1800s, the late 1800s. Henry Flagler is the designer of downtown Saint Augustine. He came here in 1830, and I'm sorry, it's a little later than 1830, but he came here and he had a span of many years till about 1913 when he expired, and he redid downtown Saint Augustine. He built Flagler. It's now Flagler College, but it used to be the Ponce de Leon Hotel. It was the first upscale hotel in Saint Augustine, and part of it is on the left over here. You'll see the administration offices now. The building is visible through the trees. At the same time, he built the Alcazar Hotel, and he built the Casa Monica Hotel. Casa Monica's spire can be seen in front of us. For a period of years, it also was renovated into the St. Johns County Courthouse. St. Johns County was originally designated as the seat of Florida government, and as the territory of Florida was acquired by Spain, the government house was in St. Augustine, and it was the treasury and disbursement offices for the King of Spain. That's from 1565 onward, when Ponce de Leon came here and the town developed. Actually, Ponce de Leon came here in 1513. Pedro Mendez de Aviles came here in 1565 with a band of about 4 ships and a crew of about 600 soldiers and their families to settle St. Augustine. On the right, you can also see some of the, it's not called the Light Museum, and it is also the seat of the county government. It was the Alcazar Hotel, and all these 3 projects were done about the 1800s, and you can see this fairly nice structure, well preserved. But this entire area right here was all done by Henry Flagler in the mid 1800s, 1880s. I think it was 1888 is when most of this was finished. We're now on downtown King Street, and we're coming up to St. George Street. Government House is on the left right here. This is the seat of county government right here. And the territory of Florida, St. Johns County originally comprised everything east of the Swanee River, which is millions and millions of acres. Now there's a sightseeing train on the right over here, and that's a Villa Street. It's a very narrow street. We're going to try going down it a little bit. We'll see if we can do something over here. Let's get to see a little bit of the street. It's very scenic. You can't park on the street, but it's a nice pedestrian walkway, and if you got a camera, you can get some fantastic pictures over here. This is a Villa Street. There's a lot of little cafes and places to sit, have a coffee or some brunch. Some interesting shops on both sides. The building on the immediate right is the St. Johns County Library. This was the Seago Kirby Smith house. It's historic. There's now the St. Johns County Library offices over here. And there's a lot of little art galleries and shops and cafes on the left. You can see why you can't go parking on this street. Nothing can get through. Most of St. Augustine was destroyed prior to 1702. The city was burned to the ground many times. Pirates, Oglethorpe and his soldiers, they were out on the beaches and they bombarded the city. Many visitors came, and after they couldn't get into the Castillo di San Marcos, they just burned the city to the ground. The Castillos of San Marcos will be seen in a little bit later time. Now over here, this is the convent and the mission school of the Sisters of St. Joseph. And this is part of the Archdiocese of Saint Augustine. There are some of the students in the immediate playground area. The streets are very historic and very scenic over here. Now this is Charlotte Street. And as you can see, it's fairly nice looking. We're going to be coming up on the bayfront in a few moments. If you're driving here, you've got to be really careful. If you're walking, you've got to even be careful too. This is Marine Street. And I think we can get down here a little bit. It's a very scenic street. It's historic, and it's one street off the bayfront. Very pretty houses over here. Everything here dates back for 100 years, if not more. And a lot of pedestrians, if they want to come tour the area, you just walk in the street. These are visitors, and they're viewing the St. Augustine historic streets. And we're coming up actually on the Oldest House Museum, which is the corner of the street over here. We'll be coming into Marine Street. Very historic, very pretty area. And have horse-drawn carriages, which do transit the area. Now the building immediately across the street to the right is going to be the old St. Francis Barracks. And that was when the English occupied the territory for a period of about 21 years. This was the headquarters of the Florida National Guard, and it's a military outpost, military bastion. And this is also, we got some cannons on the cover here. If you like big artillery, we've got some on the bayfront right there. We've got 2 howitzers out there. Occasionally do fire ceremonies. The houses on the right are the officers that live in St. Augustine. This is the officers' housing. Now coming up on the right is also the St. Augustine National Cemetery. This dates back to the Indian Wars. There are 3 monuments on the far side over there, and those are designated as the Major Francis Dade monuments. There's about 1,400 soldiers buried under those monuments. Those are involved in the Indian Wars, Indian and Seminole Wars. And also there's about 4,000 soldiers buried here total. And we're now on Marine Street.